What's up? You know who it is. It's your boy J Boogie 925, and today I'm going to bring you one of my construction stories, as the title also conveniently says. Um, one day I went into work. I'm a construction worker. I started in 2008. So one day I go into work, and everybody's passing around stories, where they worked and da 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 this and da 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 that. So, but this one story, struck me as odd. So, we get away from like the foreman and everything, and it's our regular work day, and we're talking, cracking jokes. And I was like, hey, that story seemed like you weren't telling the whole side of it. And let me assure you, he wasn't. So he's saying that. So the story goes like this. A couple of guys go into work, and they were using a matabo. A matabo is a grinder, if you will. It grinds metal, and it cuts through metal as well too. So they were using a grinder, and this guy was drunk. He No, he wasn't drunk. He was high. He was high off of marijuana, weed, whatever you want to call it. He was high, and he drops the Metabo. So the Metabo slips out of his hand, and he drops it, and it cuts someone on their leg. Now I don't know if you guys don't know these metabils, but they spin really, really fast in order to grind through this metal and to cut this metal. And they have also many, volts of electricity going through them. So he got cut pretty bad. This is no laughing matter. But the funny part about this story was that the guy taped his leg up, continued working, and then next day, when they were all sober, said that he tried to say that he got cut and hurt on the job. So the funny, I mean, that's the funny part, because on every construction site, there's a policy that after an incident happens, that someone cuts themselves or hurt themselves, you have to get drug tested, or have an alcohol tested, or have an alcohol test, or basically you pee in a cup after every incident. So this guy tried to say that he got hurt on the job, and that he wasn't impaired when he got hurt. But Mr. P in the Cup time came along, and it showed that he was under the influence at the time that he got cut. So, I mean, they didn't fire him or anything, but he had to come out of pocket for the doctor bills and stuff, and he couldn't work on a job site for a while. But I just find it funny that this guy would tape his leg up, like use duct tape to tape his wound up, and come in the next day and say he got hurt during the next day. It's like truly hilarious. But my experience with something like this was, a guy came to work completely hammered. Like, he was drinking from 3 a.m. until like it was time to go to work. And I'm seeing like something like completely wrong, and I said to my supervisor, like, do you see such and such? I'm not gonna say any names, but do you see such and such? And he's like, yeah, keep an eye out on him. And I was like, okay. So the first thing he does is grab a sledgehammer and goes to town on on this ceramic floor tile. It's about 1 inch thick. I mean, you really don't even need a sledgehammer to get this shit up, but for some odd reason, he was using a sledgehammer. I don't know. But in the end, he couldn't even swing the sledgehammer because every time he would bring it over his shoulder, it would slip out of his hands and it would fall to the ground. And one time he nearly swung it, and it nearly hit him in the head. So I said, no, you can't fucking do that anymore. And somebody gave this nut a jackhammer. I don't know who did, but somebody gave this nut a jackhammer, and he was trying to jackhammer a steam line. And this steam line was nowhere in, the plans to be demoed, but he's about to take a jackhammer to the steam line, and we don't know if it's live or if it isn't. And as soon as he freaking cuts the jackhammer on, I say, no, what the fuck are you doing? And it's just some crazy shit that goes on, that went on when I was first starting out. Just some crazy shit. And he's about to hit the steam line with this jackhammer, and I'm like, dude, do you know what that is? That's the steam line. You're gonna fucking hurt yourself and everybody around you. But it's like, I have a million of these crazy stories, guys. If you guys want to hear more, just let me know, because there's a million of them. But that's all the time. I don't want to take up too much of your time. So till next time, this is J Boogie 925, and I'm out. Peace.